out to trippy_. If y'all not following them right now, follow them on Instagram because they're giving the gems.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the gems.
Welcome back to another trip, man. Y'all here with Trippy Joker. We in ATL with it today. We at this event, Growing and Techie. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see I've been in tech sales. I got my boy Trey Sheena with me. Come here.
Yo. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
A crisp ass dash.
Thanks.
Immaculate.
So you ready to have a good event. Y'all ready to see some shit, couple of interviews, hopefully. So we ready to get Trippy Joker. We got Ashley Robinson, AI specialist. Tell us about yourself.
My name is Ash. I'm the CEO and founder of A Better Boost, a wearable technology startup revolutionizing productivity and healthcare.
So what inspired you to create Better Boost?
There were so many problems on the market, including super bulky products, and they were also way too expensive. So our MO is accessibility, productivity, and health, making a better life for everyone.
So how do you ensure that you're going to market it out to the crowd that you want it to be?
Hey, so it took some time to find product market fit.
Yeah.
So for the smart glasses, for example, you know, those Meta Orion glasses that are $25,000 or the bulky headsets, we offer a more streamlined solution that's also going to be a more reasonable price point at $500. So we tested the market and found that people in tech would be able to use it most.
That's dope. So what is the most efficient ways to use the tech that you have?
Well, for the healthcare ring, we're talking about monitoring your heart rate, sleep, etc. And for the glasses, we're talking about maximizing productivity. You can take it, plug and play in your phone, in your laptop, anytime, anywhere.
That's dope. So how did you get into this market, like industry?
Hey, well, to be honest, I started off with tech-enhanced products. So imagine mesh tech or boost tech type of, clothing. And then I decided to take the leap and really go for high-tech solutions, which is where we go from the smart ring and the smart glasses.
Right. Well, I hope the great success to you. It's nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice
Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
All right, so we at the Growing in Tech event with my boy Cyrus Harvey. I met him last year. Y'all see I'm in tech now. Meeting him has got me help in tech. I mean, you did that podcast with Sharif, connected with him. Yeah, and ever since then, he's helped me get into tech, so we meet 3 times a week. It's dope, bro.
Yo, that's incredible, man. Hey, look, bro, that's what it's all about. Like, people don't realize the power of networking. You know, it's cheesy sometimes to say like your net worth is your network is your net worth, but those are straight up facts.
So what's the most important advice to say from someone starting like my bro here to like get to a position to where you at?
I mean, 2 things.
I know it's a heavy question, but like...
No, that's a good question. It's a good question. So 2 things. I mean, I'll give 3 things. We'll state the obvious. The obvious is education, obviously. Aside from education, the other piece is networking, like having connections and networking. Because there's no such thing as job security, but with a good network, you can have career security.
Right.
Which means if you lose an opportunity at a company because of a layoff or something happens, if you have a strong network, it won't really matter. A lot of my friends, their companies, they got laid off, but they didn't even care. They were like, oh yeah, I got laid. They didn't care because they were like, because they got all those friends. They're like, I'm just get somebody up. They were good. So the second part is the networking. The third piece, you gotta have a brand. You gotta have a professional career brand on LinkedIn, all of that. Because when recruiters and hiring managers find you, you have to look like the picture definition of what they're hiring for. Like your brand has to fit that. It's almost like a rapper has to kind of fit into a pocket. You either a conscious rapper or you a gangster rapper. Either way, you have to fit a certain mold or you're kind of weird. Same thing in the tech industry. You gotta find your mold, your lane, of what your brand is, and that's something that'll like make sure that you're always gonna be in high demand.
Yeah, it's crazy, my bro. It's in music, so it's that correlation. Yeah. I've been seeing you out of town. What are some of your favorite places that you've worked at?
I mean, Dubai, hands down, Dubai is incredible. Love Dubai. I love Colombia a lot, specifically Cartagena, because in Cartagena, when you spend time there, when you work remote and you spend time there, you could like at 8 or 7 a.m. you could go hop on a boat, and a 10-minute boat ride will take you to different islands, and you could spend all the day. Like I literally 2 or 3 days in a week, I go to a different island. It's like a 10-minute boat ride.
Wow.
So while everybody else, doing 10, 20, 30 minutes in traffic. I'm 10 minutes on a boat ride to an island, and I'm like looking at the beach while I'm working from my laptop, and they bring out like different drinks and food and all of that. So, bro, it's a vibe. So, Yeah, man, but I'm still traveling, still experiencing the world while I'm able to work remote, while I'm able to live this life in tech.
Right. But yeah, I appreciate you having this event. Look forward to always more events. Last year's event was dope. It's already looking dope.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
So opposite of last year, this isn't going to be like a one-off event.
Okay.
This is something that we're doing with Buckhead Networking Group, where we're going to be doing events like every single month. So the next one, this one sold out a few days ago.
Yeah.
So the next one, we're already opening up tickets for the next one. So the next one's going to be in April, and then we're going to do it by month or every other month. And then around the end of the year next year, we're probably going to do these monthly.
So do you got like a partnership with Buckhead Networking Group?
We're part of Buckhead Networking Group. Yeah, so Texas News Black is a part of Buckhead Networking Group. Yeah.
I've seen that
we're
Discord.
the tech hub side of it.
Yeah.
So we're handling that. So
that's dope.
Yeah. Y'all met Johnny? This the man with Buckhead Network Group, the CEO.
I do want to ask you some personal questions. What was like the hardships to get to where you were at now?
I gotta step away. I gotta get hardships.
Appreciate you, bro.
Nice meeting you.
Hey, I didn't. Hardships? Man, too many hardships to mention, bro. But at the end of the day, resiliency, faith in God, to be honest with you. Like, I used to go through kidney failure and had to, like, start my whole life over for real.
Yeah.
So really just focus on Him, remembering that He blessed me. And if I got another day, then I just got to walk with showing that He blessed me. That's really my only focus. And what I'm good at is making connections, you know what I mean? So that's what I do every day, you know?
Yeah.
I also know accounting. That's what I went to school for. So obviously I leverage that to get paid. But to plug you with whoever you need to get plugged with, that's what I do. I like that. So.
And I'm coming from, I didn't I come just straight out of high school, right into the workforce. So what would be advice for me trying to make that next jump from, I was working at Amazon delivery, so I'm trying to jump in a whole nother field. Yeah. So would you say like events like these would be like a good start off to even just to get your head inside the tech game?
For sure. Half of it is about who you know, who you surround yourself with. Here today, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that see me talking to you may want to talk to you, say, who was that you was just talking to?
Nice.
You know what I mean? So you got to get lucky sometimes with that. But honestly, just focus on figuring out what you like to do, because whatever you like to do, you can get rich off of it, no matter what. And once you figure that out, just do it consistently. Just like you ain't going to be good the first time you do it, but the 10th time you do it, you're going to be better. And then your work will start to speak for you. A lot of people start hearing about the good work that you do, whatever you end up doing. That's how you get your name out. No amount of marketing, no amount of anything else is going to beat people be able to say, I trust him, I know him, work with him. You know what I'm saying?
So I got one more question for you. With how AI is advancing in today's world, how do you plan to use that in your accounting industry?
AI, really, so I can get quick answers. I just had a partnership with a company that has an AI tax software where if there's something I don't know, I can go into the AI library and ask it a tax question. Even if it's complicated or specific to a certain client, I can still get the answers I need, apply it to what I already know, and then deliver an answer that they can understand. If Trump gets rid of tax, I'll probably be out of job, but at the end of the day, people still need that hand-holding in order to figure out how does their numbers make sense. You made sales. Right. Now, how do you make more sales next month? Well, you got to look at what you spent and how to cut that down. Or where to invest some of your profits in there to your expense category so you can actually do more.
Right.
That's what I do. Hey, follow me, Johnny, your account. My sign way over there.
I'm gonna put
Johnny, your account. Yeah, appreciate that. Tax advice, free consultation. That's what I do. I like to give back. Yeah, that's it. Buckhead Networking Group. Make sure y'all follow.
Super happy to be here. Super happy to see the faces that are here. Very, very honored for everybody that's in the room. Look, y'all, this is the very first Grown and Techie. Yo, shouts out to y'all. Give a round of applause for y'all sales for investing in yourselves, investing in your time.
Salesforce. So what you do again?
So I'm an account executive at Salesforce.
How'd you get to that position?
Took some time, man. Like, are you talking about like
how many roles did it take to get to that Salesforce?
So I started off as an SDR when I first broke into technology sales about 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I did that, I'd say, for about 2.5 years. Got into an account management kind of role, and then I got myself into Salesforce about 6 months ago as an account executive.
So what company did you start out at?
It's a big company called Synopsys.
Yeah.
Yep, it was a cybersecurity firm.
So how did you communicate your skills to get into the Salesforce role?
Man, a lot of preparation, man. A lot of preparation, being confident, understanding your numbers, understanding your business, being able to ask intelligent questions, and really just running it like a sales opportunity for real.
Yeah. So do you got a side business or anything?
I do.
What else are you into?
So I own real estate, and I also have my own startup that I have too.
Oh, well, so do you use your tech money to invest into your real estate?
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
That's dope. It's nice meeting you, bro.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
What you do? So right now, I'm a pre-sales representative at an auto insurance company, but I'm trying to scale my career into a higher paying role.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also got a podcast on YouTube.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So what about you? What you do?
So I'm Michael Fulton II. I'm the founder and CEO of Buckhead Networking Group. I'm the founder of BizInc.io. It's a software company, stakeholder at Rice, and I'm president of Georgia Tech First Gen Alumni Association. And my day job is a mechanical project engineer. What I do is I put together events like this. I want to bridge more people into technology because we understand tech is the future. Not only that, I want to give opportunities. I got a large network. Everybody in this room is my network and more. So it's like, if you want to grow, you want to be successful, come to events that we host and you can attach yourself to the same network we're attached to and you can grow with us. So it's about just giving back to the community, especially shedding light on the African American community of how tech is great and then really just having fun with it.
My biggest question is, I'm from Louisville. We all three came from Kentucky.
Okay.
If I wanted to create something like this in my own city, what would be the pathway to like get to that step?
I would say you can either invent the wheel or keep the wheel that's already rolling. What we got, Buckhead Network Group, what we want to do is we want to expand to other cities.
Facts.
We already have a foundation. We've been doing this for a year now, and we're here. Imagine where we're going to be at next year. Some of the things, like I just told you, we're going to Savannah in March. I want to bridge out to other cities. So if you already have the initiative and the motivation to want to do something in that city, all I got to do is how can we collaborate to partner to spread that reach? All we did was, hey, we're professionals in Atlanta. Where are the other professionals in Atlanta that want to come together as a community? Now, you always need a leader. A leader is somebody that's just making the rules, setting the foundation, driving everybody, and then from that, you just build the community. So if you have that passion, that initiative, I already got infrastructure, how can we scale it?
So how important it is to put your ego aside to network with someone that you've never met before?
I wouldn't even say it's an ego. More is just being step outside your comfort zone. Yeah. So when you look at ego is, you gotta have a big ego to do something like this. For me to stand on that stage in front of all these people, I gotta feel confident within myself to just speak.
Yeah.
That became the first time I got on stage, I froze up like a chicken. I was like, didn't know what to say. That was normal. I wouldn't even say that's ego. I would say to do something like this, you gotta feel confident within yourself. You gotta be able to spread your message and make other people attached to you. So it's more about understand your ego is going to determine your success.
I appreciate that, bro. It was nice meeting you.
Oh, definitely.
And I look forward to more events definitely in the future.
And then it with a shooter. She with the vision on my Buddha. She think I'm a chaser.
Who we here with today?
My name is Precious. Hello.
And what do you do?
So I'm in tech sales. I work at Salesforce on the business development team.
Wow. So, what was your pathway to getting to Salesforce? Like, where did you start at, and how did you get there?
Yeah, for sure. So I graduated back in 2022. I went to Georgia State University. I studied sociology, a minor in African studies. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with that. My previous job was in healthcare staffing, and it's a lot of transferable skills. So I have no background in tech. They actually reached out to me, and I was like, let me do the interview, and I actually got the job. So I've been in it for about 7 months.
Wow.
Like I said, it's a lot of transferable skills, but you don't have to have a tech background to get in tech. So that's the good thing about it. And yeah.
Right. And it's crazy because I don't have a tech background either. I didn't even go to college.
Really?
No.
See?
I went straight from working at Kroger's and warehouses, door dashing full time to just throwing myself out there like, I'm done with this. I want to get into tech.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Either personality personality can get you far. Who you know can get you far. You don't have to have the degree and be the smartest person.
So what would you say from the industry that you came from to tech is the best transferable skills that you communicated during the interviews?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say confidence. Be confident, whether that's like who you're talking with. You're going to be talking to executives, C-level people, people in the corporate world, but even in the interview, like if you believe in yourself, then they'll think you could do the position. If you express yourself confidently, let them know your skills, be personable, be human, I think that'll get you far.
So my last question is, what do you plan to do with your tech income?
Once I start making some money, because I'm in the entry level role, so it's like, okay. But when I start making real income, I guess I want to invest more. I hear like that's a thing. I'm not sure in what though, and of course like travel and like all the fun things.
Right. Yeah. But it sounds like you got a lot of dope plans. I hope this.
Thank you so much.
I wish you great success.
Thank you.
Nigga, listen. Do it like this, don't.
All right, we back with another trip. Y'all here with Trippy Joker. Who we here with today with?
My name is Shanae Erker, aka Recruiter Cousin.
And what do you do in tech?
I'm a recruiter.
What's the most important thing you would say from coming from a person with minimal experience trying to get to that mid-level?
Well, that depends on what they would want to do. So a lot of people,
sales.
So a lot of people who want to get into tech sales, they want to just transition into tech sales and they think they're supposed to make a whole bunch of money. What I would do is I would start with SDR, BDR, and then be promoted into account executive, so on and so forth. And I would be realistic. So there are a lot of startups, there are a lot of companies on Google that you can literally Google that will say entry-level SDR, BDR roles, or sales development, or business development. And so it's easy to put in that information on Google to let that spit it out. I would just say start from humble beginnings. It's okay to start humble and then work your way up.
So how important is it for someone to communicate their transferable skills?
Oh, it's very important. So there's a difference between transferable skills and direct experience. So direct experience is literally apples to apples, where transferable skills, you have to be creative in talking about how what you have on your resume or on your skill set transitions well into the company and the position that you're trying to go into. So the creativity means there may be a portion of what they're asking you for that has been embedded into your skill set now. All you have to do is flesh that out.
Okay. And if someone was looking to become a tech recruiter like yourself, how would you say is the best way to get there?
Apply. It may sound very simple, very cliche. I got into tech recruiting by simply applying. You can also get into tech recruiting by finding tech startups. Like I said before, startups are a really good segue into tech, along with every company has a tech department. So even if you're in healthcare, all you have to do is ask for technical positions in the healthcare facility or the institution that you work for, and you're recruiting for tech roles in healthcare. So you don't have to be in tech or in the industry to recruit for tech roles. All you have to do is ask for the tech roles in the current company or industry you're in, and then transition that way.
Okay, that's nice. So what do you do outside of tech?
I'm a spoken word artist and motivational speaker.
That sounds fire.
I'm dope. I'm a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what are some of your best speaking engagements like? Where have you been at?
Oh Lord, I've been everywhere. Conferences, churches, famous poetry spots. It's Busboys and Poets in Maryland. That's a famous poet spot that I've done. I've done a ton of stuff. I can't think off the top of my head, but I've done a lot.
It sounds like you're very versatile, and it was nice meeting you today.
Yeah.
I wish you great success.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Remember, I was on the road. I was smoking endo, trying to ease my soul. Rolling in the stove.
Welcome back to another trip, man. Y'all here with Trippy Joker. Who are we here with today with?
Taylor.
All right, tell me about yourself.
So my name is Taylor. I work in tech sales. Been in the tech industry for like 4 going on 5 years now. And I love it. You know, I met a lot of people. I was able to move out the country, still make money. I mean, what's better than that?
What are some of the favorite places that you worked at?
The best places I worked at was IBM. And another one I would have to say, honestly, no, I lied. IBM was like the creme de la creme of it. I have made so much money at IBM. I met so many people. I was able to travel, go to so many different places, speak on tech, and etc. I had a ball when I was at IBM, so that was my favorite spot.
So are you more of a fan when it comes to people breaking into tech? Should they go for bigger companies or smaller?
Go for the startup. Go for a mid-level. Go for a startup. I feel like that's the best place to get experience is at a startup company. I feel like a lot of times people shy away from those companies because a lot of times, like, you know, they might shut down. You know, people get fired. I've been fired from not even fired, but laid off from a startup company because the funding's not coming. They had some, you know, stuff going on in the background or whatever. But I was able to grab that experience coming from somebody that did not have a tech experience. I went to college for communications. I thought I was going to be a news reporter, honey. A whole bunch of stuff. But because I had that experience from a startup company, I was able to move into these big companies like IBM.
Right.
So, yeah.
So I see that you hosted this great event, and I was at the event last year. I don't know if you've seen me around. What's the difference? What's the biggest difference you see from that event to this one?
More people. It's way more people at these events now, and I feel like now tech is becoming more popular, not only all over the world, but specifically for the Black community. People are starting to tap in what's really going on.
Right.
AI, data, that stuff is never going to go away. If anything, it's just expanding more and more. So I feel like people are starting to become more hip until what's making them more money, and now these events are becoming bigger and bigger.
Right. And I agree. I love this event. I love Atlanta.
For sure.
I love coming out here. There's actually some, I seen Black Tech Saturdays started up in Detroit. Y'all should definitely tap
I'm
into
telling
them.
you, like Atlanta is the hub. Everywhere else, y'all, you know, y'all catching on to what we've been doing out here for a couple of years. Y'all catching up, but you know, we see you.
Yeah. So, what's the best advice you can give to someone starting out?
The best advice that I can give anybody that's starting out is to come to events like this, network, put yourself in uncomfortable positions. I talked with a couple of people that are like, you know, this is my first time at a networking event. I don't really know nobody. It don't matter. You don't know who you can shake hands with. You don't know who can change your life, honestly. So I feel like coming to networking events, meeting people that are like-minded, meeting people that are already in this type of industry and can put you in a position that you want to be in. Just like it happened to me. Like I said, I came from a communication background. I'm from Iowa, you know. I moved out here maybe 7 years ago. And I can honestly say that tech changed my life. So put yourself in uncomfortable positions, meet people, shake hands, and really, you know, get the full value of these networking events.
Right. And my last question is, what's your favorite thing that you did with your tech money?
Moved to Italy. I moved to Italy. I was living in Milan for like a good almost 4 months. Had a ball out there too, and I was still able to work remotely. And I don't think any other industry will allow me to make money from a USD in a whole entire country. So that was the best thing I ever did with my money.
Well, it was great meeting you today.
It was great
I wish you
meeting
great
too.
success.
Shout out to tryp_. If y'all not following them right now, follow them on Instagram because they're giving the gems.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the gems. So again, shout out to tryp_. Make sure you follow me. I'm Taylor, and you know, tap in with me. Appreciate you too.
Just had to get older.
We back with another trip, man. Y'all here with Trippy Joker. Who we here today with?
Devin.
All right, so what you do?
I do cybersecurity administration with Allegiant Airlines.
So what inspired you to get into cybersecurity?
So I was in a tech class in high school, and ever since then, my teacher, he mentioned cybersecurity, and I was always already in computers and taking apart computers. So once he mentioned cybersecurity, I liked the idea of holding kind of the keys to the castle away from different people that are trying to be intercepted or things like that.
That's the mentality you got?
That's the mentality I got.
Yeah, of course. It's like a video game.
It's like a video game, man. I got the keys, man. I'm locking it down, you know what I'm saying? And I'm patching vulnerabilities, you know what I'm saying?
So what are some of the biggest hardships that you overcame in getting into the cybersecurity industry?
Man, I'd say probably getting my first job in cybersecurity. Because
how long did it take from like when you was applying to when you actually got the offer?
So it took a while because I actually had to get matched on it. So I had to go through a cybersecurity boot camp through UNLV, and they actually matched me to an actual cybersecurity MSP based on my credentials. I already had my cybersecurity associate's degree, and they said through the boot camp, I didn't even have to finish the boot camp. I was paying $1,500 a month for the boot camp. And they said, you already have the associate's degree, we can get you out of that and just match you with a company. And that was the hardest part. I couldn't do it on my own it was kind of hard to actually find a cybersecurity foundation, and they matched me straight with that.
So do you plan to stay in the cybersecurity industry, or do you plan to like job hop into a different role?
Oh, definitely stay. Definitely stay. It's a growing industry. Cybersecurity is always going to be needed, and it's going to be needed even more in the future with AI, personal data information, PCI compliance, which is something that I work on as well. So, yeah, it's always going to be needed. I'm going to stay in that.
So what do you plan to do with your tech money?
Tech money?
Yeah. Like, what are you interested in outside of tech?
Outside of tech?
Yeah.
I like basketball. I like, what else? I like content creation. I want to definitely create content. Start my own business. I'm definitely already working for somebody doing cybersecurity, so I want to start my own cybersecurity MSP.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really it. Probably growing myself as a brand with that cybersecurity money or tech money just in general.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you great success. It was great meeting you.
Yeah, great meeting you as well.
I got big B's on my feet.
Another trip, man. Y'all here with Trippy Joker. Who we here today with?
Joseph Perry.
All right, tell me about yourself, man.
Sales manager, been in tech for about 5 years now.
So,
just trying to make my runs in tech. That's about it.
So how important is it to be persistent in tech?
It's probably the most important piece. So networking and persistence, if you're not really on both of those things, it's going to be hard to make it in. If you were here and you listened to Horrors talk with some other people, I bothered Horrors for about 3 months before I got a response back. In the same way with my new job now, I bothered them for about 2 months before I got a response. You don't want to look at it as bothering people, although I say that. That's a bad word to use. But it's just people want to know that you want to work, that you want to do the job, that you want to put the work in, so you have to be very persistent.
Yeah, so what are some of the key things that you have done once you got into the role to solidify yourself that bugging that person or just being persistent at, to get in that role made it worth it?
Once you're in the door, you just make sure that you continue to network, right? So first, know that you're doing your job, know what your job entails. So for example, we're in sales. So whether you're an account executive or a specialist, understand the accounts that you have. Look at those accounts, seeing what some of the gaps are, whatever that you're selling. Does your account list fulfill all of those gaps of the tools that you're using or the tools that you're selling? Or do they have those tools? If not, how can you get those tools in? If you're new to that account, speak to the previous account team. What do they have, or what conversations were they having? Where did they leave off at? How can you help get in? Understand your tools that you have, understand certain certifications that you could possibly get, and then just meet with the other team members, meet with your whole account team. If you sell one specialty, understand how you collaborate with other people on that account team and how they're interacting and getting into that account. You want to do the same thing.
Right. So what are some of the favorite tools that you've used in sales? Software, CRMs, anything?
It depends. So right now, I manage 9 sales development reps.
Yeah.
So our job is to build pipeline for our account executives. So we use something called Outreach. We use something called Zoom Info.
Yeah.
We use LinkedIn Sales Navigator.
Yeah.
So you get to go in and get people names, get their emails, get their phone numbers, and you send out emails, you call them, cold calling. We do a lot of cold calling. So just reach out as much as you can.
My last question is, what do you plan to do with your tech money?
I'm in real estate. So if you in Atlanta, you familiar with like Pittsburgh, West End, I try to buy a house a year and rent it out. I probably build a brand new house once a year, and I may renovate one house a year. So for me, it's all real estate.
That's dope.
It's, if you're a rap fan and you know Mailbox Money, you listen to Nipsey, he talk about it a lot, right? So I've been on that, so it's the same thing.
That's
Make
real.
sure that when we sleeping, that our money is making money.
Yeah, real talk. Well, it was nice meeting you, bro.
Pleasure, man.
Yep, for sure.
Have a good one.
Even on the tech aspect, but more just like building a brand, bro. Yeah. Because that's the problem I think I lacked in a lot, was being consistent. I know I had the quality of, dropping things or whatever I was doing, any type of music or anything, but it was more just like being consistent. How you said, being stable in mind, making sure that you're consistent with your mindset too. There's gonna be days like you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, and then you gotta just be able to readjust, rebalance, stay consistent. Like if you was to compare it to even like basketball, NBA players, how they're consistent. It's not even just because of their skill levels, their life, how they do with their life. They're a consistent schedule, like a constant routine. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I love learning stuff like that, even when it's not even in the field of aspect of going for it, but how a bunch of stuff can just apply to your life. You know, I always like stuff like that. So I can definitely see myself coming back for sure.
Yeah. Plus, when you make an impact, just asking the person a certain question, like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm coming from this industry, and then you come back around like, shit, from your advice, I actually made it. You feel me? I broke into a whole nother realm of what I was trying to do from what you told me. So not only did I impact you from coming to you and like you sharing that knowledge, but I impacted you in a way that lets you know that what you're saying is real and it's confirmation.
Facts, you know what I'm saying? You can even take that knowledge and spread it to other people. You know, that's what it's all about. It's passing down knowledge and spreading it for the good commonwealth of the people. Like, you know, I feel like nowadays there's a lot of people scared to break the ice, you know, in conversations. Like, even when I first came in, I was kind of nervous. And now it's like, yo, I'm nowhere in this field right now. You know, I didn't go to college. You know, what would be, you know, I was scared. But especially when you're surrounded, like, events where it's genuine people.
Right.
And they give you genuine
You can tell these are like genuine people like you would see on a normal street.
You know?
For real.
I like that. You know, it's just comfortable. You know, and also like seeing people of my ethnicity.
Right.
In a high, it's very inspirational. You know, seeing a brother like me. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm trying to bring the Louisville type shit, because like we can have this type of event like host that.
Yeah.
Nowhere near this crowd. Nowhere near. Not looking like this.
We gotta break the ice down there.
That's where it come from, showing up to this set like me and my media entertainment, but then you on the underground shit, they're like, oh.
You know, it ties in perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They really, and then when they realize like, dang, they in two different aspects, but they coming together for the common good of the people.
Right.
And then bringing people together just to, you know, bring light to something, bro. That's what it's all about, instead of an ego battle. I feel like a lot of things is an ego thing, you know.
Yeah,
whether someone wants to be on top of another, or they don't want to, you know, share certain information.
Yeah.
So, yeah, nah. I want to give you an interview now. You know, I feel like
go ahead. Let me see it.
So, where do you see yourself in the tech industry in the next 5 years?
So I see myself becoming a tech founder with this trippy shit. We gonna definitely build some technology to help people with, and the artists, you feel me, build artwork just more efficiently, like with looking into records that's from the past that they might not have never heard of, but they're looking for that specific sound. Yeah. So I can see myself becoming a tech founder, but just continuing to grow in my career with tech sales and data science.
Just keeping evolving. So one thing I also want to ask you is, how did tech, or even not even tech, technology in general, impact your life, whether it was as a child or now? What was a positive impact and a negative impact you see on the crowd of, or the world or society?
Yeah. So I'm gonna start off with the positive impact, and that's just build a community. Like, starting from a young boy, you on a game. That's technology.
Yeah.
So you on a party with 6 other people from a whole nother state, a whole nother place in the world.
Yeah.
And like, you really networking on the game, but you really like building that chemistry from something that's common ground. But you can either look at it at surface level or look at it within, like, what if I gonna meet these people in real life? So then as it's advancing, I'm like, I've always wanted to meet people online that I've met that I can really connect with, because my in-person ain't the same. You feel me? So now getting into a place where I'm at now, like, technology is surrounding us. It's like, this is going into the negative impact. It's so much distractions going on. It's so much illusions. Coming to these type of events, tech events, it shows you what's real. Like, the AI that we was talking, the AI lady, like, she's real. Like, that's a real technology that's gonna benefit people. But if you just looking online, that's gonna look fake. It's gonna look generated, like,
A lot of
this shit don't exist. But this shit is really beneficial.
I always call it like waste media. Like, you know, where something that's good and the content that is good, or whatever's being made with the tech, is being used for something that's not, you know, impactful, or really not really a positive thing that's to be used. Like, so I want to ask you, what do you think is going to be the next step in technology, Ray? What do you think is going to be the next step to be the evolution point of it?
So I see it really being implemented into our daily life. Like, some people's gonna shy away from it, but you can't. Like, it's like a cell phone. The technology with AI and how it's advancing so much, it's gonna be by your side, by your ear, by your head, in your eyes. Everything you see, billboards, cars, everything's gonna be electric cars, that's technology in itself, because, you know, gas cars, they use technology, but it's still from the old days. It's old, like now we getting into the electric cars and just using more of that. So I just see it being implemented into everybody's daily life.
And I feel like it's hard for some people to adjust it because, you know, we still have older generations on this planet where this is still brand new. This is still like 10 years fresh to some of them, you know. We were born into it, right into it, you know, like I'm born 2001, so I was right in between, like, you know, still getting that 90s feel of more outside nature-like things, but also being born into technology like the iPod touches and stuff like that. So I feel like people are still getting people are still getting adjusted, but it's like a process, kind of like, you know, like some people might take a little longer to get adjusted to it. Some people, you know, you got some people that just evolving with it. Like you see kids, they know how to do stuff like make beats, or you got 15-year-olds who know how to AI generate a whole scripted movie, you know, like drones and stuff. So yeah, man. And even that's another thing I want to touch base on. Drones, I feel like it's a slept-on thing in the industry.
It was a drone in here. I don't know if y'all seen it already.
Yeah, look, there's one right there. That's crazy. One thing about drones too, bro, is that I know there was like a petition for like Amazon to like deliver packages and stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you think technology will impact jobs? Do you think it will have more of a positive or a negative impact on jobs?
So I'm gonna tell it like everybody else said. The people who's using AI is gonna keep their jobs and maximize their jobs. The people who's gonna shy away from technology and try to stick to the old fashioned, you're gonna get left behind like everybody else did.
And this is kind of sidetracked from what we were talking about, but what is something coming into this year that you want to stick to or that you want to do different than you did last year?
Posting more content in tech. I kind of post my stories, but just having that solid, you feel me? It was established at this date, at this time. I was here, starting today. Like it's, you feel me? With you, with Cons, you feel me? Just building that content that I'm officially in tech, and I can really make noise. You feel me? I can start building my own community and have this type of crowd at my own home city.
Then someday somebody in the crowd's gonna have their own crowd, and then you know that's how it gets passed down, bro. It's a beautiful thing, bro. Knowledge is power, and when it's passed down through the people, you know, I think especially with our ethnicity, like we have a problem with like passing down trauma, you know, instead of like actually knowledge and power to really tap in with themselves. Because people might just look at this on the base level as just a tech event, not realizing this is a group of people with a common goal in mind coming together to build like extreme radio, you know?
Yes, sir.
So, you know, when you look at it past the base level, bro, it's a beautiful thing.
The trip has reached its destination. I hope y'all enjoyed that journey to Atlanta. We met so many great individuals and tech professionals. I hope y'all learned something, gained something valuable. Trippy does have their own event coming soon in Louisville. Stay tuned for that. Info coming soon. We really enjoyed our time in Atlanta with everybody, and we are looking forward for the next event. Come tap in with us. If you see us there, if you ever come out, anybody who ever watches this video, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know what it is. Trippy Joker, we out of here.